Your subconscious mind will accept any words that you impress upon it. And there's 3 dangerous words that you're saying that you don't realize are negatively programming your subconscious mind, so it automatically attracts some things that you don't actually want to experience. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. Let me share those 3 words and how you can reprogram your subconscious mind to attract what you want easily. Number 1, reality. Well, that's just the reality of it. The reality of it is that it's been 6 months and it hasn't happened yet. The reality of it is I've been working at it for a week, for 2 weeks, for 2 years. The reality of it is I'm always going to be in debt. The reality of it is there's no good guys out there. The reality of it is there's no good women out there. They're all gold diggers. They're all superficial. All the guys are mean, right? The reality. What you're saying to your subconscious mind is, the ultimate truth is this thing that I do not want. Because your subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to reason or to look at things with the subjective slant of the way you're using the words. So when your subconscious mind hears you say, it's just the reality, I'll always have this problem. It's always been like this. It's just the reality. Whatever words or phrase you use after that, whether it's about the reality is you've always been in debt, the reality is, there's no good guys, there's no good women, I can't lose weight, whatever it is, your subconscious mind doesn't know that you're really saying, I don't want this thing, I wish it were different. Your subconscious just hears you say, reality is debt. Reality is no good guys. Reality is no good women. Reality is can't lose weight. Reality is life's too hard. Reality is I constantly have bad luck. All it hears is reality is, and then it programs the subconscious towards that reality. You don't want that reality, but your subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to assess your conscious desires and decide or try to analyze what you truly mean by it. So every time you say reality, say the things that you actually want. Who cares what the world says? Who cares what your physical senses tell you? And who cares if somebody else thinks you're crazy? You start saying, the reality is I always have more than enough money. The reality is I doubled my income over the last 2 years and I'm now making this amount of money a month. Talk to yourself and to your subconscious in the reality you intend to create. And if somebody says, well, that's crazy, you're struggling with this, you say, hey, look, I appreciate it, but that's not part of my belief system. I'm retraining my subconscious mind. I don't want to have negative self-talk anymore. So start using, the reality is everything works out for my best good. The reality is there's so many amazing men and women out there, whomever it is you're attracted to, and I know that the right person's coming. The reality is there's a perfect plan. God has a plan for my life. And I'm so grateful for the way things have unfolded because I know that it's preparing me for a bigger destiny. Start using the word reality to define the reality you intend to create. Contemplate and talk of the circumstances and situations that you intend to create using the word reality. And every time you catch yourself doing the opposite, take a breath, stop and say, oh, I'm telling my subconscious a reality that I don't want. However logical and rational it is, I don't want to talk like that anymore because it's going to imprint my subconscious mind. So now I'm going to say, instead of, the reality is it's being so difficult and it's always, you say, man, the reality is that up until this moment, there were some difficulties, but now I'm seeing that money's flowing to me easily, that love, new friendships flowing to me easily. Use reality to train your subconscious to contemplate and create the images and realities that you intend to be surrounded by. Number 2, if this goes this way, and we use that word, right, when we're saying how something might not work out the way that we want. So the way that we're functioned and our brain is designed is for protection. And so that brain hasn't evolved over time. So when we're undertaking new endeavors, we'll often use that protection mechanism unconsciously to analyze the potential what ifs of negative consequences. What happens is, every time you have a picture in your mind, you create a chemical that signals a protein that creates how you feel and impresses upon your subconscious mind and your nervous system. So even if something isn't actually happening, you can implant your subconscious. Every time you say what if and you analyze what if and you go, if this happens and I don't land that deal, if this happens and they say no to me when I try to ask them out and I don't get that raise, and I go to buy that new house but then I can't afford it, and we go if, unconsciously in a millisecond, you form a picture of that worst case scenario. You may not even be consciously aware of it, but what is happening is when you're signaling the word if, what you're doing is telling your subconscious, I want this reality. You don't actually want it, but that's the way your subconscious interprets it. And then it takes that split picture that happens in a millisecond, because your mind works in pictures, and it imprints into the subconscious. And what your subconscious hears is, take this picture and create it as my future reality. So what happens is we negatively imprint it. So what you want to do is replace that with, it feels so good that. Every time you notice yourself say if or what if and contemplate something that you do not want, even if it's rational, it's imprinting the subconscious negatively. So you stop and you say, it feels so good now that, and you say the opposite. Now the reason you use it feels so good now that, or I feel so great that, is because the way that you imprint the subconscious is through feeling. Feeling is conscious awareness of your vibration. Your vibration in your subconscious, if you can change it, will change your point of attraction, and it will change what you create in your future. So start saying, you go, it'd be so bad if I can't end up not being able to afford this. Or they say, no. Then you go, stop, and you go, it feels so good that I'm finally attracting financial abundance into my life. It feels so good. It feels so enlivening. Now that I'm attracting amazing romantic relationships and I'm going on all these dates now, it feels so good. Now that I'm in the process of working towards creating and manifesting my dream home, it feels so great. Now that I've paid off all my debt, you use I feel so great. So you're imprinting that into the language of the subconscious, which was the language of feeling. And number 3, wish. I wish. While that seems like a well-intentioned phrase, what you're really saying subconsciously is, I do not have this thing. And in the Bible it says that to the person that has, more will be given, and to the person who has not, even that which they have will be taken away. So what that is really saying is, your subconscious mind, based off of whether you're in the energy of abundance or lack, where you're coming from, will dictate how your subconscious takes that and creates your reality. You do not say, I wish. While it seems like a well-intentioned phrase, your subconscious doesn't understand the English language the way that your conscious mind does. It doesn't hear you say, it'd be so beautiful if I had that thing. It hears you say, I do not have that thing, and life would be beautiful if I did have it, but I don't have it, so life isn't beautiful. So it says, okay, let me create more of that. So it doesn't have the ability to look at alternative definitions of the phrases you're using. So replace that with, I know that. I know that I have everything that I desire. I know that I can create what I want to create. When you use certainty, as opposed to, I don't have and it'd be great if I had it, what happens is, I know, is you telling your subconscious, you are certain that you're creating and that you're experiencing financial success, your dream job, your romantic relationship, you're telling your subconscious that you're absolutely 100% certain that it's here. It's got your name on it. It's coming into this experience. The universe is conspiring to create it for you. And your subconscious goes about to move the creative forces to do that because it hears, oh yes, boss is certain that boss has this thing. Let me create it. Whereas, I wish I had this thing is boss saying, boss is saying, I do not have money. Okay, let me create that experience. That's it. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. Replace those words and download my free success hypnosis, JakesHypnosis.com, right there down below to train your subconscious mind for success, for abundance, and for prosperity. Because those words that I mentioned are programmed into your subconscious. And psychologists estimate that for most of us, 70% of our thoughts, we have approximately 65,000 subconsciously a day. And 70% of them are negative and redundant. So 6 years ago, I created this success hypnosis to train my subconscious mind for success and abundance, to forget all this stuff of the world and to train myself for it unconsciously. And it changed my whole life. It's changed hundreds of thousands of people's life from all over the world. Download it down below. It's free, JakesHypnosis.com, and start using that today. Have a beautiful day. You're worthy. Amazing things are on the way. Be realistic and expect miracles today. Remember, miracles are normal. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. That's what notifies you for new videos. So make sure you hit the bell notification and then hashtag down below, I create my reality. Hashtag down below, I create my reality. You create your reality. Expect beautiful things today and watch your words.